Peace wrapped in love. May 1, 2014. What beautiful blessings each of you are. We have observed for so long the battle each of you have had with overcoming tragedy, hardship, and even mundane daily challenges that have been known to bring upset into your world. Learning how to deal and cope with the trials and tribulations is a constant ordeal. Your coping mechanism, beautiful bright hearts, gets put to the test whenever you face a challenge you never foresaw or imagined could become so difficult. It is during this time, beautiful bright hearts, that you are to be aware of your thoughts and actions. Are you still thinking with thoughts of love, peace and purity? Are your actions demonstrating that love, peace and purity? Even the slightest angry thought or feeling can send waves of negative energy to other people that are around you at the time. They tend to become innocent bystanders of your upset, where words are cast that are not meant because frustration is coursing through your mindset and flowing out of your mouth. Once those words come out, there is no magic eraser that will wipe them away. Even when you apologize, their sting is not removed. It is simply up to the recipient who has taken the brunt of your upset to accept your apology that will help smooth things over. We know each of you wants peace. You want to live in a world that is based on love and compassion. There are still so many beautiful bright hearts not fully committed to changing their negative habits and ways that would bring more positive experiences in their lives that would have a greater positive effect on those closest to them. The energy you emit is felt by others, and can bring change to them as well. You have observed this many times as a parent, caregiver, or any other kind of role model for children. If you are upset and angry, the children may withdraw and become quiet. They might cry. They also might develop other character traits as a result of what they observe from the ones who are in care of them. As adults, you are the greatest role model for your children. It is up to you to show them the way to peace, love, and compassion for all people, including themselves and their family. Now, if you are happy and joyful, the children in your presence will also be joyful, laughter will be heard, and there will be a special closeness, a kind of bonding that brings people together regardless of age. Changes are hard because first you have to admit that change is necessary. You have to be able to honestly see how your current state of living has helped you or not helped you so far, where it has brought you. Are you satisfied? Could you be in a better, more peaceful place? With changes to take lasting effect, you must commit to the changes you are trying to implement. They don't stay unless you work at them and want them to stay. If you want to see peace and love in your life, you must begin with you. You need to explore your whole self, your inner self and external self, to determine the areas that require some adjustment or improvement, then take adequate measures that will bring those changes to light. Even though you may be distracted by others, and you might mold yourself to other people's opinions, all you do is from your own choices. It is not up to someone else to help change certain aspects of you. Other people may offer wise and sound advice, but they are not the ones who must live with the consequences of those choices. It is you that is responsible for each choice you make. Therefore, beautiful bright hearts, it is your responsibility to bring peace and love into your life, where the purity of its energy is able to touch all and everything in your life. Remember, if you want to bring peace and love, it must start with you. Find the peace that is within you, nurture it, ignite it if it's been turned off, and allow the love that is intrinsic to you to stimulate a greater depth and range for your inner peace to reach. When you have peace in your heart and you have settled into that peace, it is able to filter into every action, thought, word, feeling and choice. You become a living embodiment of peace that is wrapped in love for the world, and that same love also touches you. Because you know before you can love another, you must be able to love yourself, as each person carries a similarity of you, as each of you are created out of God's likeness. Each of you are an aspect of God, therefore each of you are also an aspect of each other in some way. Learn to treat each other with respect. Appreciate what each person is able to bring instead of criticizing what they cannot. Remember, there is not one single person that is 100% perfect. Each of you comes in a package that contains all your perfections and imperfections, weaknesses and strengths and so on. When you can seriously, honestly and truthfully accept these within yourself, you will become more accepting of others. Remember, beautiful bright hearts, not everyone walks exactly the same path as you. How they return home to God's heart is all very individual, but still very relevant. You are not meant to be exactly the same. It is your differences that are meant to help one another through shared learning that will help you grow together peacefully and with love. For the most part, deep down you already know this. What is needed is bringing this deep inner knowing into light and then nurturing that knowledge, bringing enhancement to what is already felt into positive actions, feelings, words, thoughts and choices. Inside every dear soul is a need for peace, for love, for acceptance. These needs will be filled, even if it takes more time. Besides, what is time? Just numbers on a clock that allows you to reach certain appointments with life. You have your entire life to fulfill all your needs and to demonstrate the positive, peace, and love-filled changes you are bringing. You know this is a work in progress, and we know there will come a time, if you haven't done so already, that you will commit with heart and soul to bring in as much positive change as possible for the betterment of your life and for the betterment of other lives. Peace is in you to give and to become. It's just simply a matter of time for you to walk this path without being affected by distractions and to be in a constant perpetual state of joy. You don't need to push or rush peace and love. Simply allow the peace and love that is already inside of you to come forth. Don't fear it, embrace it. Allow your hearts to open up to your own love, and to God's penetrating light and endless love. Allow yourself to be healed by the increase of peace and love you are adding to your life. You're beautiful, each of you uniquely special, and loved equally by me and by God. There is never a need to compete for God's love. He does not love one more than the other. We encourage you to end the need to compete with one another, to criticize and to judge others for having different skills and talents. Each of you were created as you are on purpose. Not one single person is a mistake. All of you are love, just as God is love. See this love in others, and when you do, you'll be able to see yourself and God. When you come from a place that is peaceful and love-filled, the path you walk becomes that much more brighter and enjoyable. This does not mean challenges will not find their way to you. It just means with a peaceful and love-filled disposition, you will be able to cope better and persevere without receiving much damage to your emotional and mental self. You will move through your challenges nearly unscathed, while filled with more knowledge that will become wisdom in the future when new challenges and situations are presented to you. Become the peace and love-filled person that you are capable of, that is inside of you just waiting to be presented to the world. You deserve a life that is peaceful and loving, so bring those changes in beautiful bright hearts that will help create this positive and healthful way of living and demonstrate your God-like ways to the world. They are in you, recognize them and let them shine. Let your whole self shine with the brilliant light that each of you has, that each of you are. Allow your peace and love to flow and to touch all that is in your path. Each of you has the ability and personal power to bring change into any aspect of living that will promote newer and light-filled ways of being. Discover those ways, make those changes and give birth to a new you, a you that is peace and love-filled, a new you that is accepting of others, respectful and compassionate. All the good you want to see is inside of you. You simply have to reach into yourself and bring all your goodness to the surface, and we know you will. And deep down, beautiful bright hearts, you know this as well. Now is a perfect time to share your goodness to the world. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, Lady Nada through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com